Well, hello everybody. Greetings. This is Lazerbolt, and welcome to Friday Night Flights. Tonight we're going to be taking off out of where are we? I think we're somewhere in Norway. We're going to be flying north and visiting an interesting place called Finnmark. Finnmark is the largest country in Norway, which surprised me when I read that because I thought Norway was its own country, but maybe Norway is more of a nation than a country. But anyway, we're heading north to Finnmark. The distinctions of Finnmark is apparently it's the best place in the world to herd reindeer, not hunt reindeer, but to herd them. Don't know what that is all about. There's also lots of fjords and glaciers and stuff like that going on, and it is really super close to both Finland and Russia. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're heading up to Finnmark. Before I made this flight plan, I've never really heard of the place. So it should be interesting. Everybody sit back and relax and grab yourself a drink and a snack. We'll be taking off in about, I don't know, 3 minutes or so. And yeah, it's good to see everybody. Happy Friday. Coast, you were saying.
Well, I talked to Travis.
Oh, really? Oh, good deal. Yeah, it was nice that somebody got a hold of you. Yeah, the last time I seen one of my friends, they had like a major surgery like that too, and it seems to be the trend nowadays that when you have a major surgery, they try to get you up and on your feet immediately, like as soon as you're done. My buddy had like his hips replaced, both of them, both sides, and he was out like the next day. He was in physical therapy. It's crazy how fast they want to. Apparently they say it's better than it used to be that they would try to keep you in bed for 2 weeks, and that causes its own problems. Nowadays, after a major surgery, they're like, nope, up and at 'em, buddy. Let's get going. Let's get those juices going.
Well, I didn't mind. I'll tell you the truth. I preferred to get out of there anyway.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I mean, that was major surgery, and they had you out of there in about, what, 12 hours?
12 hours, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
But they always say, if you see anything that's dangerous that's going to kill you, give us a call.
Yeah. They give you a huge packet telling you, don't do this, don't do that.
Don't do anything fun. So I see our buddy James Holmes stopped in to say hi real quick. I don't know if he's still here. I believe he's over in England. So, like he said, it's 2 a.m. over there for him, so that's kind of a late night. But he stopped in and said hi. How you doing, buddy? Maybe you can catch the stream later on. Tonight we shouldn't have to go too high. I think what we did last week with our 5,000 foot, that should do it. 5,000 feet will be just perfect. There's nothing, not too many mountains around here. Once we get closer to Finnmark, maybe the elevation will be different. We'll play it by ear, but I think to get us going here, 5,000 is fine. And we're going to be leaving in about 1 minute. Also, we're going to try to maintain 180 indicated, 180 knots. Once again, we're flying this beautiful Cessna 404 Titan. This is a nice little airplane. I really enjoy it. It's a little bit old-fashioned. You can see in the cockpit that it's old enough that it still has all the steam gauges, the big dials going on, which personally I like. I like those a lot. I can just quickly glance at them and tell what the situation is. For something like this GPS or usually a glass cockpit of any kind, I have to kind of search around and look at, there's a million numbers, and I have to figure out which number is the one I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying? But with these gauges like this, the old-fashioned gauges, I guess it's just something I'm used to. I can just quickly scan my dashboard and I know everything I need to know. So this is a nice kind of a hybrid. It's old enough to have the gauges, but it's new enough to have an actual avionics panel and a GPS. So that's all good stuff. 30 seconds. When we take off out of here, we're on runway 21. When we take off, we're going to have to take a complete 180-degree turn back around the direction we came, and that'll get us on course. All
I
right,
forgot
everybody.
to change my weathers.
Yeah, don't mess up your flight plan when you do that. You got to be careful. I think you can
Yeah,
change
I'm
your
just gonna.
time. You can change your time of day, but don't change your weather. That kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the weather's what's messed up, and it is obviously overcast here tonight.
Oh, right
But
on. Well, it is 10 after the hour. Let's get these birds in the air, and we'll get the show on the road. Lazerbolt is rolling. Beautiful early morning here in Norway. I think we're going to go ahead and take a left-hand turn out of here. I don't think it matters which way we go. It's about the same both directions, so just we'll go left. Absolutely beautiful Friday evening here on the shores of West Michigan. We had like 75 degrees all day today, and it's about 65 right now. It cooled right off. It's been absolutely beautiful. These last couple weeks have honestly been the nicest part of the entire summer, and we had a pretty nice summer. It's been beautiful around here.
say the same thing about here. We had 3 days in the 60s with rain, and we don't normally get rain till the end of October.
Our buddy Captain Hopper hops in and he says, "Go Lion Air." That is true. Go Lima 1 Oscar November. How's it going, buddy? Captain Hopper, are you done streaming now? Hopefully your stream went well. I was checking you out earlier. It's always a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to watch streaming if you want to see somebody that has a positive attitude and plays fun games. I think right now he's playing, was it Guardians 2 or something like that? And yeah, if you guys get a chance, go check out Captain Hopper on Twitch. It's a good time. See if I can get my navigation up here and following that pink line, we'll be all set. So I notice on this 404, you need to be awful close to the pink line for it to engage. You can't be too far from it. It'll ignore your request.
You know, for a while I didn't know that down on the throttle quadrant, just below the throttles, there's a vertical speed wheel that you can roll.
Nice. That'll at least help you reach your altitude.
Yeah, it does. I'd rather use that than go by hand. I can switch to the autopilot sooner.
Yeah, that's real nice. Well, in that way, when you're not like, you know, screaming as you're approaching your altitude, you can approach it at a nice, reasonable vertical speed. Speaking of, I just leveled off at 5,000. Let's try to maintain 180, and we're on our way. Like I said, I was a little surprised. I did not realize that Finnmark, I didn't even know Finnmark existed until I made this flight plan. And I looked it up. What in the world is Finnmark? And it's its own country. And not only that, but it's a big country. It's the biggest country in Norway. So I was a little surprised to hear that. Lots of reindeer, lots of glaciers, lots of fjords, lots of coastline. Well, some of you all might remember last week I was talking about how I'm in the middle of making a video about cooking brisket. Last time I was camping, I cooked a big old 9-pound brisket. It was great. And I was making a video about it. And after I completed the script and I was getting ready to record it with a microphone, I just thought, hey, you know, I wonder what would happen if I popped the entire script, not modified or anything, just popped the entire script into an AI song generator and see what happens, you know, just for shits and grins. I wasn't planning on using it, except that it turned out so damn good. The song was funny and it was perfect. I just typed in, give me a song that's like an 80s hair band, like Poison or Warrant or Whitesnake. Those are the examples I gave. And it took my script and it made this 6-minute song that is absolutely phenomenal. It was just perfect. And I know a lot of people are triggered by AI and stuff like that, but I had a real kick making this video. If you get a chance, check out my latest video. It's called Forest Meets. Check out the Forest Meets song. I was a little surprised at just how good it turned out, and I was pretty happy with that. And it's funny too.
You need to create an album now. Maybe sell it.
Yeah, you know, there's going to be thousands of people doing that. It's just too easy.
Yep.
You know, but it was like, it wasn't all that easy making the video, to be honest with it. I mean, it would have been easier for me to just record my voiceover and then just fit it into my video. That would have been much easier than having the AI create a song, and then now I have to edit the video to match the song. You know what I mean? The lyrics are all there. It's exactly how I wanted the words to be, but the timing is off. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oop, I need to make this part a little bit shorter. I need to make this part a little bit longer. I need to make sure that this part fits along with the other one, and then I kind of swap between the two clips. You know, it was a lot of editing to try to make it. It's like making a music video, basically. You know, music videos have a lot of cuts. And it was a lot like that, to try to fit the video to match the song. But the results were great. I'm pretty happy with it. And honestly, the feedback I've been getting from it so far has been pretty good. There's been a few people that have given me some nice compliments on that. And I'm not going to start making AI video. You know, the video itself is not AI. It's only the song that's made by AI. And I'm not going to start doing a whole bunch of that. But just this one time, it was great. And it made me laugh, so I just had to do it. You know, one of the things that's most impressive about it is if you listen to the song, the stuff that makes it so realistic is the singer breathes. You can hear him breathing. You know, it's just a robot. But that's the little stuff like that, the subconsciously, you don't even realize it. And then I was just listening to it the other day, and I was like, oh my God, you can hear him taking breaths. And that adds so much to the realism. You know, it's not just robotically reading the words. It's got emotion and feeling, and, you know, fake emotion and fake feeling, but it sounds great. I was real happily surprised with the whole thing.
As I said, I just listened to it a while back, and there's one place where in the song, actually two voices, one comes over the other one, which I don't know how they do that one.
Yeah, like I said, it's like it took my script and it broke it into two separate voices. And one of the voices will be like, now we'll take this thing, and then the higher voice doing the background vocals will be like, just like I showed you earlier. It's like, wow, it's so impressive. And I'm not one of these people who's anti-AI, obviously. There's a lot of people out there who are, you know, and this is a good example of, you know, you hear all kinds of people saying, oh, it's putting people out of jobs. You know, AI is taking money away from artists, and AI is taking money away from musicians and writers. Well, what AI is doing is that it's allowing way more people to be creative than ever. It's allowing more people to make songs. It's allowing more people to create art. And the good artists are going to adopt it and figure out how to use it themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the thesaurus was first announced, all the fancy hoity-toity writers back in the day were up in arms. They're like, well, this is ridiculous. You don't even have to have a college degree to write a book now. You know, any old schmuck can grab a thesaurus and sound intelligent. And they all hated it. Well, guess what? Nowadays, if you're a writer, you better have a thesaurus. You know what I mean? You better use that tool in your arsenal, and that's going to make you a better writer. It's as simple as that, you know.
I think Midlife Rex is shadowing us over there to our left.
Oh, right on.
Hasn't he flown with us before?
He has flown with us at least twice. Yeah, at least twice now. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Oh, good deal. Hey, Midlife, how's it going? Don't know if you're listening to the stream or not, but it's always nice to see your name tag up in the air. Yeah, this has got to be the third time he's joined us. He's never joined us in Discord. By the way, if anybody would want to fly with us, please do. It's real easy to. You can grab the game on Game Pass. You can get the description of the, or you can get the details of the flight, like where we're going and what we're flying. You can get that right in the description of the YouTube video. And when you're down there, hit like and subscribe. Everybody's happy. So come on, join us. It's a good time.
Well, if he's listening, he ought to just file right in with the flight and not worry about having to talk to us if he don't want to.
Right. Alright guys, a little information about our first stop is a little place called Alta. We're looking at Echo November Alpha Tango. When we get to Alta, we're going to be landing on runway 11, so count on that. We have almost 8,000 feet of asphalt, an elevation of 11 feet, that's right down there at sea level. We also have an ILS frequency. If you're ready to write this down, we have an ILS frequency of 108.9er, or 108.9er for that localizer. And that localizer is at a heading of 108 degrees magnetic. So count on that when we get to Alta. We're doing runway 11. Still pretty early here for me. The sun's not even up yet, but it will be real shortly in the next couple minutes. I think it was about 6:30 in the morning when I took off, or actually when I loaded in. Yep, the thing that scares me about AI isn't AI. The thing that scares me about AI is people. How are people going to use AI to try to trick you out of your money? That's the scary part. I am 100% certain that in our lifetimes we don't need to worry about AI taking over. It's just not, it's not that good yet. It's not intelligent. It's very good at what it does, but what it does is mock intelligence. It's fake intelligence. There's nothing intelligent about it. You can tell that anytime you use it for more than 10 minutes, you're like, okay, this thing doesn't get it. It's not intelligent. It's just like a monkey that's aping you, you know. But it's very good at what it does, and like I said, we're all going to have to get very good at not being tricked. You know what I mean? Because nefarious people are going to do nefarious things to try to get your money. And AI is one of those tools I'm sure there's a lot of people looking at that going, oh yeah, we can use this to our advantage big time, you know. Yeah, it looks pretty flat around here. 5,000 is going to be just fine. Checking out the back of my air taxi here. What's going on? 4 more people in the back.
You got your ambulance again tonight?
Yeah, I do. I don't mean to pick it on purpose. It's just always, that's the default one that it gives me, so I always end up in it. Yeah, everybody looks like they're having a good old time back here, so that's good. The guy on the stretcher seems fine. I wonder, I mean, I doubt it, but I wonder, like, for instance, it says Midlife Rex is in the Titan Cargo empty. Like, all you guys that are in the cargo version, it says empty. If you went into the weights and balances and you added cargo, would it actually show up? I doubt it, but it'd be cool if it did, right?
Somehow, I don't think it would.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think it would even understand. Your airplane would act heavier, but it wouldn't look heavier.
Yeah, it's the same thing as if you add like weight to the seats for passengers, they don't really show up.
They're not much to look at anyway. I was kind of hoping Mateo would show up. He said he's just beginning his flight training. Just this last week, he had his first couple courses. And yeah, I'm always super interested in hearing about that. Real world flight training with somebody. I'm jealous.
Yeah, Longhorn, I just saw your character jump out of the plane.
The name tag went way off in the distance.
Yeah, it looked like the character himself jumped.
I've seen that for the last couple of weeks. If you get close to some, like, Laser has jumped out of his plane before and like just disappears behind us, and he's in his now though, because I see 2 different name tags for him. And they're about 5 feet apart.
Yeah, it's a weird bug, but yeah, it's weird. I mean, they really don't need 2 name tags, especially if one of them's going to jump out after a couple miles.
Well, at least if I'm going to jump out, give me a parachute.
All right, we're 90 miles out from our first stop of Alta. Just looking at the jagged horizon up above, it looks like there might be some elevation going on up there, so we'll play it by ear. We might have to go a little higher than 5,000 when we get a little further north. So my Lions did it again. We beat the best defense in the league, which at the time was the Browns. Hard to believe, but yes, the Browns had the best defense in the league until we destroyed them. They no longer can have that distinction, but that was a good game. It was always fun. Next week we get to go to Cincinnati. We get to play the Bengals. And the Bengals are one of those teams that even when they're not good, you got to watch out for them, man. They can be tricky. Also, it's never fun being on the road. I think we're going to be on the road for 2 weeks. Pretty sure your Buffalo Bills are doing great this year too, Coast.
Yeah, but we got the Patriots this weekend.
That should be easy enough. Patriots haven't been good ever since Brady left. But that's another
Actually,
team that when they show up, you got to look out.
Well, they basically got a new coach, a new quarterback, a whole bunch of new people. It's one of those things where they did a makeover.
Yeah. That means they're not going to be good for about 2 years.
Apparently, their new young quarterback is really, really good.
Are you guys at home? Do you know?
Yep, we're home.
That always helps. Of course, it's not. It always helps a lot when it's 20 below.
Yeah, but it ain't 20 below.
Exactly. Yeah, it ain't gonna be either. Not even close.
They say it'll be 68 degrees at game time.
Well, that sounds
Wow.
just about right. Yeah.
Dude, that's what our temperature was today.
That's nice and cool for you guys.
Oh yeah, we're like 20 degrees below normal, and we've been that way all week. And it's funny when I get back, the 10-day forecast, if it holds, is calling for a high of 59 the day we get back here. So
Wow. I don't know. Probably people aren't even complaining. It's nice and cool.
no, because I know we usually will still flirt with 100 degrees into October, so I keep waiting for it to hit. Hopefully it doesn't, but they're saying our rainy season is supposed to start early, so.
Well, I know October just started, but this is warmer for us than normal. Usually it's not 70. Like I said, today was 75. These last couple weeks have been the nicest part of the whole summer, and I'm loving it. But we always, and I repeat, always have snow on Halloween. Always. We always have snow on Halloween, so we got a month to go. Yeah, if I go camping again in the next couple weeks, I might just go back to that place I just left. That place called Buttersville. It's only about 5 miles away from my house, but it's down the coast, so it's really more like a, I don't know, 15-mile drive. But I can pretty much see it from my house. It's just down the coast, and a real nice place, like right on Lake Michigan. Beautiful beach, and there's nobody on it. You can go and enjoy the entire beach all to yourself. It's a nice place. And sometimes it's fun to go camping without, I don't need to drive 12 hours to go to a nice camping spot. I can just go out of town, And it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Sometimes just a change of pace, don't matter where it's at or how far.
Yeah. Honestly, usually when I'm camping, I'll go camping for most of the week, and I got work to do, so I got to have my internet. So as long as I got my Starlink working, I can still work on the things I need to do, And it doesn't matter where I do it. I can do it on my couch or I can do it in my RV. I just need to get it done. Hey, Longhorn, greetings. Are you sneaking up over here? I like that bird.
Yeah, I'm trying not to overtake you.
I'll keep an eye on you.
I think we're going to be looking right in the sun when we make that right-hand turn at the airport.
I think we are, yeah. That'll be a good one to use that ILS frequency. If anything, it'll help us find it. Here we go. We got that sun just popping up. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see that Finnmark is a country in Norway. I said I always thought that Norway was a country, but I guess it's like a nation that has countries within it. I never knew that.
Right at your back door, Longhorn.
Oh, speed it up again. Start pedaling.
Nah, not to worry.
Yep, get that hamster going a little quicker.
Yeah, I saw a new airplane. I don't know if you guys are into old warbirds or not, but the B-17, there's a company coming out with the B-17 now, and I think
Oh, yeah.
the 9th of October.
I like warbirds like that. I'm not into like little fighters and stuff, but a big warbird like that, that's a nice one right there.
Yeah, it's been in the makes for over a year, I think, and
Ooh.
they're finally going to release it.
Ooh, that's high hopes. Do you know who makes
Yeah.
that?
Heritage Valor, I think it was called. I can
Oh.
look again.
No, never heard of him.
Yeah, I have actually had an opportunity to have a ride in a B-17 for real.
Ooh, was it for fun or war?
No. I got this as a birthday present for my family.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't the sentimental journey, was it?
No, but it burned up.
Oh no.
The one you flew in?
Yep.
When you were in it?
No. Next.
Oh, good.
couple weeks later.
Oh, okay. Phew.
Wow.
Oh, that's a shame though. That's one less that are around, and there's not very many of them around.
Yeah, because we had one when I lived in Arizona out at Falcon Field. There was a sentimental journey that would do those flights. It was like a 1-hour flight. They'd take off from the airport and just make a loop around the city of Phoenix and then come back and land.
I got
pretty.
pictures of Sentimental Journey, quite a few of them.
I've been in it, but not while it's been in the air. That was an amazing aircraft.
It is so expensive to keep those things in the air, especially the old ones that are falling apart.
Well, when the thing would be doing its flights, I lived probably about 5 miles to the southeast of the airport, and when it was flying over our house, I mean, it's just like this thundering rumble.
Yeah, there's unmistakable sound on those things. It's thunder.
Matthew's here.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Mattu. Greetings, buddy. I was just saying, I was wondering about how your flight training is going. You said you started last week, did you not?
I had my first flight last week, yeah. Oh, no, actually this week it was a move because of weather. It was yesterday, so
Oh,
was fun.
fantastic. Well, how did that go? Hopefully you had a good old time, huh? Learned a thing
it
or
was
two?
really cool. Yeah, obviously the fact that every flight simulator pilot has the problem, look out of the window and not at your instruments.
Right.
Where are you guys flying? What's the next airport? I'll need a minute or two to set everything up. Just came home.
Right on. We're about 10 minutes away from Alta. Let's see, that would be Echo November Alpha Tango. Echo November Alpha Tango. We'll be there in about 10 minutes. I believe we're going to be on runway 11.
Perfect. That should work out.
Just a little story though, guys. I was a long time ago. I was just standing out in the yard talking to a neighbor, and I heard this noise flying around, and it was a civilian aircraft come by, and then B-24 Diamond Lil came flying by at low altitude.
Wow. Was it on its way to a show or something? Or I wonder.
Yeah, it was on its way to a show, but it was coming here to the airport. It was on a landing. It was on a landing approach.
Oh, yeah. So you probably got a good up-close view of it, the bottom of it at least.
Yeah, I'm less than 2 miles from the airport.
Oh, you see all kinds of stuff then, huh?
Oh yeah, I've seen a B-29 come in. I've seen a B-24, couple of B-17s.
B-17 is an old love of mine.
Yeah, mine too.
DC-3s.
Ooh, that too. That's the Goonie bird, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
When you have time, look up on YouTube. Just type in B-17 and Microsoft 24 or Microsoft Flight Sim 24, and then it'll come up. And then it's made by Heritage Ballard, and they put out a YouTube video, a short video clip of what it looks like.
Well, that's a good idea to watch the video before you buy it. That'll give you a good, just a good sense of what it's like, you know, and how much they put
Right.
into it. Still waiting for Coast to get that computer up and running so we can have a DC-3 flight.
Okay.
I would sure hate to do it without you.
When I could get, this latest go around I had to go through has slowed me down.
Yeah, it sounds like you're taking care of business, buddy, and it's so good to see you back with us.
Yeah, I can only do so much until the incisions heal.
Right on. Yeah, you take care of yourself, though. That's the most important thing. I'm not sure what the elevation is right now, but I feel like the ground is creeping up on us. We're nowhere near 5,000
Looks like it,
feet
doesn't
above
it?
ground. It sure does. It's getting higher all the time. By the time we get to that airport, we're only going to be about 1,000 feet above ground. Although that airport is, it's right at sea level. It's only 11 feet off the ground, or 11 feet off elevation. Well, Metu, I was telling everybody how I actually did go ahead and publish that video with the AI generated song that I made, and yeah, it turned out good. I was pretty happy with it. It was looking like it was going to be like a 10-minute video, and that was a bit much. You know what I'm saying? 10 minutes it's just, I don't know. It's hard to pay attention to something like that. It's a little goofy, you know. It's hard to. It just gets old after 10 minutes. I managed to, I cut it down to a nice tight 6 minutes, and that's the version I went with, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's been getting good feedback, so I'm pretty happy the way it turned out.
Oh yeah, I believe it. 7 minutes sounds like perfect for such a thing.
Yeah, like I said, nice tight 6 minutes. Keep it funny, keep it moving. The song itself has tons of variety, and that helps. It has like 6 different mode changes, and it turned out good. Like I was saying, one of the things that makes that AI song generator amazing to me, it makes it so realistic, is the little subliminal things. Like if you listen to it, you can hear the guy breathing. You know what I mean? You can hear him taking breaths at the appropriate times, and it's like, yeah, that's great. That helps so much. I mean, just, you know, that they realize that that's the kind of stuff that makes it immersive. You know, it's not just robotically reading the lines. It adds breaths. You know, the guy has to breathe as he's singing, and you can hear it. And it's amazing.
I think I just chopped up your character, Laser.
Uh-oh.
You jumped out.
Oh, did I? Okay. I didn't notice.
I just saw this whiff of you just go flying right through my cockpit.
Just my name tag went flying.
No,
Well?
your guy did.
Oh, you saw my guy and everything. Okay, well, that's even better.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I wouldn't mind seeing the guy in that stretcher go flying out. That'd be funny. I think he's faking it anyway.
Well, he'll wish he had it once he gets the bill.
Exactly. The bill just for this flight's going to be huge. I need to pay for all that AI music. Oh, we are only 36 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and jog. Let's see here. I'm going to go to the left, maybe 10 degrees, and that'll get us more lined up with runway 11 here. And another, maybe when we're about 20 miles out, I'm going to drop down to 2,500 feet. Turning left.
By the way, I found out the name of the B-17 I was in.
Ooh, what is it?
The Liberty Bell.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
You're thinking of Pennsylvania.
Oh, the actual Liberty Bell, huh?
Yeah, it actually crashed in a cornfield in Aurora, Illinois.
Oh, that's such a shame. Like I said, that's one less in the world, and there's already very few.
Did they destroy it, or were they able to salvage it?
What they're going to plan to do, they want to restore it, but they have no timeline on it. And they're going to use the midsection from another older B-17 and try and restore it that way.
There's probably husks of those planes all over. Well, not all over, but there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them that don't fly.
Check the airport graveyard.
I've got some aircraft quality photographs of the Liberty Bell, though, pre-fire.
Maybe it'll come up. Well, I'm sure they probably got all they need too.
Oh yeah, they go to tons of air shows. There was one air show a long time ago. I forget when it was. It was a gathering of B-17s at Oshkosh, and my brother and I went to it, and we saw maybe 6 or 8 B-17s that were still flying.
Did you guys notice there's snow all over the ground here?
Yep.
We are pretty far north, that is for sure. Coast, were you here last week when Razor hopped in? You remember Razor?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Razor, but I wasn't here.
Oh, he wasn't here. It was right at the end of the flight. He hopped in and said hi, and I haven't heard his voice in, geez, must be 5 or 6 years. And it was nice hearing him. He's as cold as usual. You know what I mean? He never gets too excitable. He's pretty level-headed guy, you know. So it was about like normal. And yeah, it was just nice seeing him. It's been a long time.
Didn't he try to get a flight simulation version of the Blue Angels together at one time?
He did. You guys might remember us talking a few weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, that the guy that we knew, this guy Razor, that is so into the Blue Angels. I mean, he's a Blue Angel himself, basically. I mean, he's so into it. And that was the guy we talked to last week, Razor. And yeah, he's pretty no nonsense when it comes to all that. He takes it very seriously.
And before they closed down, but before they closed down, they were doing a lot of training and trying to do formation flying, which in that era was FSX, which didn't lead itself well to that.
No, it did not. I imagine the new sim is much better for that, especially if you get a couple good PCs that don't have much lag going on. Because when you're flying that close, you got to be like right in sync. Everybody's PC has to be, very low lag.
What did you say? Which runway do you plan to land on?
We're going to be landing on runway 11. Yeah, you can see on the map that once we get past this little ridge here, which looks like it might be real close to 5,000 feet. Once we get past this ridge here, we're going to have to drop down dramatically to get to the coast. Yeah, it doesn't look like 5,000 is actually even going to be enough. It's going to be close. Keep an eye on that so we don't hit the ground. And then it drops sharply. I mean, right down to sea level. This, I'm imagining this airport might be right in one of those fjords they talk about with the big high walls.
So I spawned there. Surprisingly open terrain and really nice looking.
Oh, good. That'll be handy.
Yeah, I see your marker over there. Or your name tag.
So I'm
Very
going to
good.
turn back to the right, heading towards the airport. You can see there's like a little corridor for us to pass down here. And that'll help us in our descent. Looks like we're basically going to be going down this riverbed here. And also, I am preparing to descend down to 2,500. So we're only 17 out. I should begin that. I do see Matu's name tag. That's very handy. Makes it easy to find that airport. Know exactly where we're going. Beginning my descent, 2,500. $14 miles out, runway 11. This is beautiful around here. Look at that. It's always nice to have this combination of like rugged, mountainous kind of looking stuff with the water. It's beautiful. A lot of snow up here.
God damn, I have to restart my computer. Flight simulator crashed for the third time.
Roger that. Yeah, this is real nice looking around here. We've got all the trees that changed colors already. Looks like I'll be landing right behind MedLife.
Well, I think my passengers got their money's worth on the view.
Giving him a good show over there.
Oh yeah, flying through these canyons.
Yeah, that approach was really nice. The way that riverbed kind of led us right here. That was cool.
Yeah, I actually took the channel on the other side of the hills from you, off to your left, just to give me a little more room to try to line up for this ILS.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I see you back there, looking good. Turning final, runway 11.
I've yet to get this aircraft to do an ILS and capture the the localizer.
Okay, let's see if it's looking better.
Got a nice big old tanker ship down there, the Emerald Princess, looking good. A number of ships down here, actually. Lazerbolt is clear to the left.
Looks like I just caught a localizer.
Real nice. Makes it handy.
Now let's see if I can catch the glide slope.
But be aware when we're flying out of here, there's a nice little hill at the end of the runway. That's probably a lot farther away than it looks, but just be aware.
That is so cool that it superimposes your plane on the flight chart. So the ILS chart that I got pulled up, it's got my plane on it now, right in the middle of the ILS.
Oh, interesting. That's the in-game chart?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it looks like you're coming in straight as an arrow.
Yeah, looks like I even got a glide slope now. Starting my descent. Oh, I should probably turn those landing lights back on.
Got everything you need.
Have you landed yet, Wingnut?
No, mine caught the localizer, but then it dropped it and took me around a complete circle, and it's doing it again. So I'm just going to manual.
Did you have your course setting hat or course heading set?
I did, yeah. And
That's
I was
all I
at
got.
about, well, I was at 26 or 700 feet, and had the course set, and I hear the tones and everything, and it then it just unlocks and takes me around circles.
I will appear at the end of the runway, but I will just move away.
I think you got time.
I'm anyways on the wrong server. Oh, actually, should be on the right one.
Oh, that is a big ship out there in the harbor. Dwarfs all the rest of them.
Yeah, that big freighter, Princess something or other.
Emerald Princess.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh, this one even has a Christmas tree at the beginning of it.
Yeah, this is kind of a nice airport here. Got it all. There is a sailing ship over here with sails and everything. Better hit those brakes, buddy. Remember, you don't have reverse thrust.
Still had 2/3 of the runway left. Oh, go over. Come on, let's get off the runway.
Another nice looking landing for both you guys. Yeah, this ship over there, that's interesting as could be. Yeah, big old sailing ship.
Oh,
Weird,
man,
it's a
the
big
wake.
sailing ship with the sails and everything, but it doesn't have a POI marker. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this runway. We'll get out of here in just a couple. Y'all see that ship over there? It's pretty much at my 1 o'clock.
Oh, if it doesn't have a marker, then it's probably just an AI generated one, so it'll be different for everybody.
I've never seen AI generated sailing ships like that. Like a great big pirate ship with, you know, the big schooner with all the sails going on. Big brigand. But
Yeah,
you're
I
right,
see
it
it
doesn't have
from
a
time to time.
POI.
I do see a midlife Rex like hovering above your. Oh, he just went to the ground now. Oh, now he's
I'm guessing
disappeared.
he's got some kind of a VTOL going on. All right, guys,
I got
we're
it.
going to be getting out of here in about, let's call it 1 minute. 1 minute.
Can you guys see me at the moment?
I saw you earlier, and then you slewed, and I didn't see you after that. Oh, I do see you now. Yep, you're right back.
I see you. Yeah.
Right at the beginning. Y'all don't see that ship
Yep.
right now? For us, it's about 4 o'clock. It's called the
I'm not seeing it.
Grosnarst or something. You don't see them sails? Huh, weird. If it is a random ass boat, that is the coolest random ass boat I've ever seen. Alright guys, the elevation around here is getting a little sketchy, so why don't we climb a little higher than we did before? How about we call this 7,000 feet? We're going to go all the way up to 7,000, just to be safe. I probably am going to be going right through midlife. Not the midlife crisis, but midlife Rex. He's right in front of me. It does look like he's sitting on the ground, but he's way above the ground. That makes me wonder if he's got some kind of a different special texture pack around here, and his mesh is at a different elevation than ours. Looks like his elevation is like 20 feet instead of 11. Anyway, guys, it's time to get this show on the road. Like I said, we're going to climb to... oh, now he's back down on the ground. We are going to climb to about 7,000 feet. So let's do that. 7,000 feet, 180 knots indicated. Lazerbolt is rolling. Like I said, be aware of that big mountain hill kind of thingy in front of us. You do not want to go into it, go over it.
They didn't build an aircraft tunnel for it?
No, I don't think they even have car tunnels on this thing.
I can't see you. That's sad.
You can't see any of us.
Nope.
Oh, you know what? You might not see us until we get up in the air, because you might have a special texture pack for this place too. You know what I mean? Do you see us now that we're in the air?
No, I don't see any name tags or anything.
Huh.
Oh man.
There was a fix for that. What was the fix for that?
I used to go back into the settings and switch the server from west to east, or just any one, the next one, and then switch it right back. And that usually fixed it for me.
You don't have to
Like
leave
a
the game or
plan to
anything,
do?
I don't think.
No, you don't.
Now I should be also gone for you guys, because I'm on a different server.
Yep, remember we're on West US.
No joy. I can see you guys in the world map, like before joining. But
Did you change your multiplayer setting?
That's the
And,
other.
yeah, I did that.
You have name tags turned on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, plus, where we're so close, he should have at least seen us.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, because I saw your aircraft and your name tag. So I know, so we had to be on the same server.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Me too.
I knew that problem that existed before. I thought I didn't have it in a long time. Let me restart the simulator and see what happens.
Alrighty. Well, we can see you, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, but following you is a little bit hard.
I know, I'm joking. Really nice looking area. I love this. Looks like it's pretty cold around here already.
You want to tell me how our next airport, it's got a runway 2204. And when it's for the recommended runways, it's showing me there's a 14 knot headwind on both runways.
How does that happen? They got a tornado there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's recommending runway 22, but there's a green arrow pointing up for both 22 and 04 saying 14 knot headwind.
Plus 14 knot headwinds. Holy moly. What kind of weather you got
I think
going on?
I think I got it on live weather. I don't want to go and look, because if I go in and change it, it's going to probably screw it up. So I'm just going to leave it what it is.
Yep, don't touch it.
But I would like to know what runway is going to be best for me. What if I reload that airport? Yeah, same thing. Now the weather update says wind is 16 knots from out of 200 degrees. So that would dictate landing on runway 22 for me. But it's odd that runway 4 says it's got a 14 knot headwind also.
Yeah, it's weird for me. I think I got the opposite problem that Matthew has, is nobody is showing up on my map. I got nobody, just me. But I see everybody in the air, so that's fine. Right on, it looks like we got Midlife Rex back up in the air joining us. Good beans. The plan is next week we're probably going to take one more flight up here in Norway. I suspect there might be a couple of you that are on vacation and can't make it, but we're probably going to take one more flight up here in this Titan 404. After that, we're going to switch back to that Hercules and we're going to take a nice little trip to Japan. We're going to start in Alaska, and we're going to herky-bird it all the way in one night. We're going to go high and fast, and we're going to herky-bird all the way over to Japan. So that should be a good time. We'll end up in northern Japan. We will switch aircraft, and for the next couple weeks after that, we'll be heading south, checking out all of the cool new scenery that they just added with the Japan update. So that should be a good time. That'll be 2 weeks from now.
And they got a lot of bridges in Japan too that you can fly under, and a lot of. I was in there about a week or so ago, maybe less, but they had some temples that they modeled very, very well too.
Neat.
Left a couple pictures for you guys.
Yeah, I just saw that. Do you mind if I put those up on the stream? Those are nice.
Yeah, but that's the first one is the Liberty Bell, 2000, circa 2005. The other one's the Goodyear Blimp, circa 2007. This is
Ooh,
the
what is that,
100th year.
Is that is that a Mustang in the background of that that top one there? Is that a Mustang back there? A little tiny Mustang in the background.
Probably.
Oh, just look at that thing. Looks like it just came out of the factory. And the Goodyear blimp.
That's when I was back there using my essentially a 4-megapixel point and shoot camera. I now have a 200 500 millimeter lens on a Nikon D7500, which is a lot different.
Ooh, I don't know anything about any of that stuff, but that sounds fancy. Yeah, very cool. Thanks for sharing that. Both of those were at air shows, I take it.
Yeah, Genesee Air Show in near Rochester.
They still do blimps at sporting events, or they don't even bother now that they got drones?
This is the 100th anniversary of the Goodyear blimp.
Oh.
That's how old that thing is.
That is quite old. Yeah, you remember we actually flew blimps around in a couple flights way back in the day. Storm hosted a couple flights with blimps, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. But they're super slow. I mean, it was kind of funny. We would find like a freeway, and we would go down low to check out the cars on the freeway, and the cars were going faster than us. That's pretty funny.
Well, short story here. I was working at Buffalo Airport in a facility that's I was doing work for related industries. Let's put it that way. And it was a big storm, almost like a thunderstorm coming in. And it was the old days where during the building, blimp came flying into the Buffalo Airport during almost a thunderstorm, and it had a heck of a time just keeping straight. It just was. It looked terrible.
I mean, it's all surface area. You know, it's all surface area. Any little wind is going to blow it all over the place.
Well, it put its head into the wind. That's what it's got to do, and it just looked like it was just being pushed sideways this way and up and down. The guys in there must have been pretty darn scared.
Yeah, I don't know if I would dig that or not. I don't think I would dig that. I've never had an issue being in an airplane. You know, I've never felt nervous flying. I'm not one of those people. I love flying. Never felt nervous for a second. But in a blimp, I don't know. It just seems a little wonky.
Well, it was a fast-moving storm coming in off the lake, and it was a thunderstorm. And frankly, the first thing they did is they were coming in for a landing, and the storm came in, and they just got the heck out of there as fast as they can to go someplace else to try and wait it out.
They didn't even want to be moored up anywhere near that storm, huh? And
Not
those
even
mooring
close.
towers are notorious for getting struck by lightning.
In fact, that picture, that was so long ago, I wasn't even doing digital. I was still doing film.
Oh.
So that was back in the 80s. At
It's
least.
been a while. Well, our next stop is going to be Ivalo. That is Echo Foxtrot India Victor. So with Echo Foxtrot India Victor, we're going to be coming in at runway 22. Wow, you know what? Me too. I've got 16 knot winds at this next airport, and this is just with the regular, with like one of the preset weather configurations. Usually the winds are around 1 to 2 knots, but we've got 16 knots of wind coming up at this next airport, so we better do runway 22. We got 8,000 foot of asphalt going on, only a 469 feet of elevation, so it's pretty close to sea level. We do have an ILS frequency though. That localizer is at a frequency of 109.9er. So 1099. The heading is going to be 212 magnetic. So count on runway 22 when we get there. See Matthew's back. Hopefully he can see us now.
Not yet, but I'm still on the ground, so I might just not have visibility.
Gosh, it does seem like there was like a certain fix to that it wasn't complicated, but it was something that absolutely worked. I haven't seen this issue in months though, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, me neither, but which airport are you going to?
We are inbound for Echo Foxtrot India Victor.
Hey, Coast.
Yo,
Hey, do you know anything about that Pacific Coast Air Museum out at the Santa Rosa Airport?
no, I haven't gone out there, but I would awful like to see it. I heard about it. I've heard people talk about it, but it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had a museum at that airport because it's not a very big airport. But I was doing some work out there last week, and I was driving by one of the access roads on the east side of the airport, and I saw a whole bunch of old warbirds like parked, and there's a big sign out there that said Pacific Coast Air Museum, and then it had a website to go to. It's like, well, shoot, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Well, isn't that the Santa Rosa is for Charlie Schultz, right?
Yep, yeah, it's a Charles Schultz Airport.
Oh, the Peanuts guy.
Yep.
Yep,
I love Peanuts.
KSTS.
Very
Yeah, they
cool.
even have a Charles Schultz museum there.
That's
A
awesome.
bunch of his stuff and statues and stuff. The funny thing is, when I went to visit my sister in Needles in May, there was a statue of Peanuts' sidekick. Not Woodstock, but it was like whatever the Mexican dog version was that had the sombrero and the
Oh, yeah.
the
It was Needles or
Spike,
something?
Spike.
Spike.
Yeah,
Spike.
Spike. Yeah.
And it's because I guess Charles Schultz lived in Needles as a kid, so they made a museum there for him too. I mean,
That's
it wasn't
great.
actually a museum. They made that a statue of Spike there.
That's hilarious.
So I was looking for, okay, what the heck can we do while we're in Needles? Because there's not really a lot to do there. And it's like, oh, go see Spike the dog. We did take
Yeah.
our dog to the dog park. They had a dog park that was named Spike's Dog Park.
Oh, there you go. They better have a nice one.
Spike was
It
supposed
was-
to be a real tough guy, and Snoopy was a real easygoing guy. They were
Yep.
completely different.
Yeah, I think that was his brother or something. That they were both born at the, what was it the Cherry Hill
Puppy
Puppy
Farm.
Farm? The something
Puppy
Hill.
Farm.
Yeah,
I don't remember
got
how they
all,
related.
when I was a kid, I had every Peanuts book that ever existed. I'm not kidding. I still have them all. I have them all. Love Peanuts.
Yeah, I think this fall, my wife and I will probably end up going head over there, and I'll go to the Air Museum, and then we'll go to the Peanuts Museum and go check all that stuff out.
Sounds like a good day right there.
It's only an hour and a half away, so actually I was working there today, so.
We're only 60 out. Remember, we're going to have to
Okay.
take significant left turn. News update from Metu. What you got?
I figured it out. Google, if you have the settings under graphics air traffic off, it also kills the multiplayer.
Oh. Okay. Well, cool.
Good to know. Today we learn.
Yeah, good
And
to know.
I have it off because I needed it off for using say intentions traffic injection.
Right, and if you got all those guys to worry about, there's too too much jibber jabber.
Yeah, sane tension doesn't really work if there's traffic turned on.
Cool, I'm glad you got that figured out. Like you said, learn something new. That's a good day.
Yeah.
We got to remember that one. Speaking of AI traffic, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen an AI airplane. Well, I haven't seen any airplanes except you guys.
I think it's because of where we're flying.
That might be.
I'm pushing 200 knots, and I'm just now catching you.
Really? Yeah, well, okay, let's see. I'm going about 100 and 185. A little faster than 180, but not too much faster. But we do have some crazy winds going on here, even if you're using our regular few clouds. Like I said, we usually got like 1 or 2 knot winds to deal with that preset, but not today. Got 14 knots heading up at this next airport. So we're 53 miles out here. Maybe in another 20 miles, I'm going to go to the left significantly. Yeah, we're going to have to swing around and hit that runway 22. Remember to give yourself a little extra time in your descent. We're up at 7,000 now instead of 5,000. What's up, Longhorns? Way down here.
Yeah, I'm holding at 6.
Yeah, isn't that funny? We're at 7,000 feet, and it seems like we're really high, but that's the length of a, like, middle-sized runway. You know what I mean? If you took a runway and stuck it on its end, that's about as high as we are. It seems like we're way higher than that, doesn't it? It's just weird.
Feels
Something's
like
been
it.
weird to me. You know, like 5,000 foot runway is not a very big runway, but 5,000 feet in the air, that's pretty good. So I continue playing the hell out of No Man's Sky. If anybody's interested in that game, I would recommend it. If you like that kind of stuff. If you like outer space kind of stuff where you're sitting in the cockpit and all that. It's a pretty cool game. I'm digging it. Finally getting somewhere. Of course, I'm getting nowhere. But that game, like me and Matthew were talking last week, you can play that for hours and hours and hours and not really get much done except have fun.
I thought that was the definition of gaming.
That's kind of how it works. Or it's supposed to, anyway. Some people don't like that kind of game, but I do. I mean, in this game, there's a lot of, like, resource gathering and a lot of, like, unlocking tech trees and just a lot of people don't like that kind of busy work. You know, that kind of grind. But I like the ground. That's fun for me. I like, I've got a list of shit that I need to find, and I'll go to some weird-ass planet and try to find the minerals that I'm looking for and try to maybe find an asteroid that's got platinum in it or something, and I like that kind of stuff.
That sounds a lot like a game I used to play back in the 80s. I think the name of it was like Starflight or something like that.
Elite Dangerous was very
I was thinking Elite
famous.
Dangerous maybe, but there was one called Starflight way back in the day, or it might have even just been called Stars. But Elite Dangerous is one of my favorites, all time awesome. Even
What
better
platform?
than No Man's Sky, even better.
What platform? What platform? What platform?
That was, we used to play it on a TRS-80.
You know, really.
No, we call it a trash 80.
Yeah, well, so did we.
It was pretty good back
But,
then, though. That wasn't bad.
Well, and that's when you had to use your imagination to get into the games, and it was cool. You were traveling all over, like, the solar system or galaxy or whatever, to different planets, and you were just basically mining them for different stuff, and then there were aliens all over, around.
I remember that. Well, you could get out. For some reason, I'm remembering you could go to, like, taverns and things, and you could walk around and talk to people. But basically, it looked like top-down football. You were X's and O's. Like, your little O would walk over to the X and talk to it and blah, blah, blah. It was cool, though.
Yeah,
It was very
the
in-depth.
Yeah, the
Okay,
graphics left a lot to be desired.
Okay, I just gave all my Atari stuff to my brother, which consisted of a system I've been keeping around forever, including disk drives.
The 400 or
monitor,
the 800?
800.
Oh, that's what I had. I had two of them, two of those 800s. Loved it.
Well, I had Starflight. I actually kept the original packaging and all the software for it. He's got it now.
Nice. You know, that's got to be somewhat of a collector's item now, you know, because the Atari computer, and I'm not talking about the 2600, the little video console. I'm talking about the Atari computer. That never really took off. And I was one of the people that jumped on it because it was a great system, and obviously you were. It was a great system. For back in the day, it had the specs, man. It was like the best computer you could get at the time. A couple months later, it was surpassed, but you know, at the time, that was kind of a neat computer, and it never really took off. So they didn't make a whole bunch of them. They just kind of went out of business with that whole thing and stopped making them. So I would imagine that that's kind of something people are looking for, you know. I've seen videos of people restoring them, and there's not much to them. I mean, you open it up, and there's like 4 things inside. It's like, well, here's the freaking processor, here's the RAM, here's the video processor, and that's it. You know, I mean, it's just got a couple things.
Yeah, my brother does restore them. He does restore them. He does sell them. He does a whole 9 yards on that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very nostalgic for me. I spent so many hours on that, and I like that computer. It would boot up into BASIC. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even boot up into a operating
Cartridge.
system. It would boot up into BASIC. I didn't even have to have a cartridge to have BASIC. BASIC was just part of the system. So I learned programming real quick, you know, when I was a kid. BASIC is pretty basic, but you can do neat shit with it if you know what you're doing, you know. And I used to just have a blast.
All those crazy print instructions.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, I got real good at making graphics on there. Alrighty, we're about 33 miles out. At this point, I am going to turn a few degrees, probably more like 10 degrees to the left. I'll be going pretty much straight east. And maybe in another 10 miles, I'm going to start worrying about the elevation. Notice the elevation seems to have gone down around here. We're not in the rugged part of the Norway that we were earlier. So we should be fine descending down to 2,500 feet. We're not going to do that yet, though, in a few miles. Remember, we're at 7,000 now instead of 5,000, so we'll give ourselves a little extra time.
By the way, I had so much Atari stuff, he just barely got it all in the back of his, one of those
That
SUV
much?
things. Yeah,
Wow,
I had tons of
hopefully
it.
he appreciates that, because that's dope.
Well, I didn't need it anymore. My daughters didn't want it. You know, both my daughters are in IT world, so they got more computers. They're not even. They can get simulators if they want to.
Oh yeah, I
And-
mean, an emulator of it would be easier to find than the actual thing. Yeah, the guy I watched do this restoration of an Atari 800, the biggest problem he had was restoring the keyboard, because they don't make parts like that anymore. It was a good, solid keyboard, man. And yeah, he had trouble with that. Once he got that up and running, everything was great. You know, the rest of it was just like, you know, you clean this up. He had to solder a couple things. Like, you know, this resistor is a little bit weird, so he took the old one out, put a new one in. It's all the same as it used to be, you know.
Yeah, but I went out for the first PC that I could possibly get after that. So all my systems after that, I didn't even touch the damn thing.
For me, I after the Atari, I went to IBM. I had a couple really nice IBM systems after that, which back in the day, those were serious systems, man.
Yeah, I bought my first IBM from a store called CompuAd. It was a,
Heard of it.
Yeah.
it was a 286, 12 megahertz.
Yep,
What a beast.
286 for me too.
Probably had 500 colors.
Well, the first it came with just a RGB card, but then I swapped it out for an EGA card, and then eventually got VGA, which gave me 256 colors.
That was kind of the problem with IBMs, where they were the most powerful thing you could get. They were super expensive, but they were the most powerful thing you could get. But they were more designed for offices and shit. They weren't too concerned about graphics. So if you wanted graphics, that's going to cost you extra.
I needed it for college, so it's either that or buy a typewriter. It's like, well, hey, I can save everything. If I make a mistake, I can just reprint it.
Any of you guys ever had a PC Junior? Remember when those came out? That was the shit. The PC Junior. That was the first computer I ever had that had a disk drive in it.
The only thing I ever had was a Commodore. I think it was a 128. It worked at 64 and 128, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's going back. That's right around the same time the Atari came out. Though the Atari and the Commodore 64 were big rivals. That was the competition for each other. I would have to say now in hindsight that Commodore probably won that battle. Not that their system was more powerful, but it was close. There were very similar systems.
Yeah, one of the things I gave my brother was a Commodore, what is it, 70 something? What the first Commodore monitor that?
Oh,
it was,
right.
And I gave him a fully working Commodore monitor, which was great.
I'm going to drop my descent down to 2,500. Reminder, when we get to Ivalo, when we get there, that's going to be our penultimate stop. That means we take a 10-minute break, guys. Grab a drink, grab a snack, pet the dog, let the dog out. They probably need to let him out. And we'll be back up in the air in 10 minutes. Also, like and subscribe, and at that same time, you can check out the description of the video, and it will show you where we're flying to and what airplane we're in, and get the game on Game Pass. That's a cheap way to do it. Although they just raised the price on Game Pass, a lot of people are pretty upset about that. Oh well, it's the price you pay. It's still cheaper than buying the game flat out if you're not sure it's for you. But yeah, do that. Join us one of these days. We have a good time on Fridays, and we're always here. So yeah, come join us one of these Fridays. We'd love to have you. Yeah, my Game Pass subscription is going to go up next month to, I think it's like $17. That still doesn't seem all that bad to me. It's not great. I don't like to see the price go up, but, I think it was $13 and now it's going to be 17 or something. So, I don't know. That don't seem all that bad to me for what you get. At first, it wasn't that good of a deal for me. I got like a free subscription to it, when you first get a new operating system or something. You can use Game Pass for a month for free. And at first I wasn't impressed because it's like, well, anything that's on here that's any good, I already have, But that changed after a while. 6 months later, it's like, okay, instead of buying all these games, I can play them on here for free. And I can't tell you how many games I bought, played for like 2 weeks, and then never played it again. And gee, that's a lot of money down the drain. At least on this I can get sick of it, and it didn't cost me much, It cost me $17 a month. And like I said, since I'm not buying as many games, since I have that, there's all kinds of good stuff on there all the time. Not like it used to be. Is that it used to be, it's like, man, I can't find anything on here that I don't already have. And yeah, it's not like that anymore. There's a lot of stuff coming out all the time that I don't have. Turn a few degrees to the right here and make my base leg, and I'm going to turn final in about another 5 miles. It's going to be pretty easy to line up with this runway because our departure pink line is like pretty much right in line with it. 15 miles out. Reminder, we're coming in runway 22. Yeah, we were talking about Elite Dangerous earlier, and yes, that is the game. If you like that kind of space stuff like I was talking earlier, Elite Dangerous is the elitist of that kind of game. And that is by far, by miles and miles, my favorite VR experience is playing Elite Dangerous in VR. The thing I like about Elite Dangerous so much, especially, let's compare it to No Man's Sky. It's been compared to No Man's Sky ever since No Man's Sky came out. But they're roughly the same game, but not really, but kinda. And besides the gameplay of it, and besides the whole point of it, the big difference is, like, Elite Dangerous is ultra realistic, super hyper real. Everything looks real. Everything looks reasonable and cool. Plus, you are in the actual Milky Way galaxy. That's one of my favorite parts of it. You're in the Milky Way galaxy. Whenever astronomers discover a new frickin' star a billion light years away, they add it into the game. So it's the Milky Way galaxy. And you would think, well, eventually, people are going to see the whole thing. No, there's 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. They've done the math that at this rate, that game's been out for, like, I don't know, 10 years. It's been out for a long time. At this pace, it's going to take like another 2,000 years for us to discover all the stars that are in that game. So I think we're fine. We're not going to run out of stuff to do. The game is amazing. The difference there is No Man's Sky, on the other hand, super cartoony, hyper unrealistic, colorful. There's weirdo aliens all over the place. There's, like, magic teleporter systems, and it's that kind of fun. You know what I mean? I enjoy them both, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to go Elite Dangerous just for the ultra realistic nature of it. And in VR, it is absolutely stunning. When you're in when you're hanging out in a ring system, you're in a ring orbiting some freaking planet somewhere, and it's just the most beautiful thing you ever seen. The sun comes up over the head. It's absolutely stunning. If you like that kind of stuff, try Elite Dangerous. It's just great. I overshot the airport by a little teeny bit, but I'm going to go ahead and turn final. I'm still 12 miles out, so we got no problem here. Actually, I'm less than 12 out, but no problem here. Holding 2,500.
Hey, thank you, Laser. I'm going to be taking off now. Yeah, everybody have a good time.
Bye,
Have a good
buddy.
vacation, Longhorn.
Thanks. I'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Take care of
Hey.
yourself.
You too.
Yeah,
Take
take
care.
care, buddy.
Bob, Matthew.
Yep.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Yep.
You too.
Take care, man. Get some rest, buddy. We'll see you next
Take
week.
care. Bye.
Alrighty, had a nice approach here to the runway. Right down the pipe. I see Matthew waiting for us, or Matu.
Yeah, now I can also see you guys.
Oh, excellent.
look
So
better.
it worked. Yeah, that's good news. You guys get that ILS working?
Yeah, so far it looks like it's doing it again. I'm on the localizer and then just captured the glide slope.
Right on. Yeah, I am right behind you, so we are in line. Going you down. I'm going a little bit faster than you, Longhorn. I'm going to pass you on your right.
Okay. like luck right in at 100 knots.
Right on. I'm about 120 right now. You look to the right, you should see me.
Is there actually two airports right next to each other?
I only see one.
Looks like
No,
EF20.
on the map it don't look. That EF201, that's just a localizer of some kind. Although it's not pointing at any runway. I don't know what it's doing out there. Maybe
Well,
maybe that's their equivalent of a water runway.
Okay, because you know what? I wonder because it's on the GPS. It makes it look like a runway. I'll bet it is. Oh, let me see if it gives me more
It's right on
information
that
about
big
it.
lake.
It's a sea
Yeah, it is.
line base or whatever.
Take the goose off out of there.
Actually, it doesn't say. It just what the
Hey,
heck?
Travis, you sneak in here on us? I didn't know you was there.
Hey, Travis, you just missed Coast by like a minute or so. It was super good hearing from him. He sounds like he's doing great, buddy.
Good, awesome.
So how you doing, man? Happy Friday. We're just
Good,
coming
happy
in the
Friday.
last runway. Or the penultimate.
Yeah, I'll jump in and join you for the last leg.
So anything new, exciting happened this week?
Not really.
I appreciated the message you left on my last video there, the Meets song. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's more than meets the eye.
Nice. See, that's why we love you, man. Keep them coming.
I see you, Matt, too. You right in front of me here. Can you see me?
Let's check.
I'm taxiing right to you, right in front of you here.
Ah, yeah, I can see it.
All is well
Okay, good.
again.
Man, this airport is modeled pretty well, isn't it?
It's a star airport.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get off the runway before I get hit by Longhorn here. Beautiful.
So there was a second runway at this airport, and I just came straight in, not looking at the GPS, and landed on that. The problem is halfway down, it's now just a taxiway, and halfway down there is like construction equipment.
Oh no.
I had to brake hard.
This is a nice looking place, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, modeled very well.
I got Travis right inside of a fuel truck. It looks like that fuel truck has wings.
It's one way to get filled up. Oh yeah, you can tell this is a handcrafted airport. It looks
Yeah, it's
fancy. Oh, they actually have the name of the airport on the building too.
It looks real good.
I like that colored turquoise they got going on. That's unusual. Alright guys, it's 10 to the hour. When the clock says straight up at the top of the hour, we're back in the air. So do what you need to do. Grab a snack, grab a drink, download the game from Game Pass. You got enough time. Join us.
It's funny. You see Travis on a fuel truck. I just see him on looks like just a regular old car. But he is on a car
Oh,
though.
but he's on a car, huh? There must be they've got certain spots where stuff spawns in at, you know, and that's one of them.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that windy here. It said there's 14 knots. Windsock isn't even blowing around. Alrighty, gentlemen, we got about 3 minutes. I'm going to roll this bird back out onto 2-2.
Found the baggage claim area over here at the airport.
Find anything nice?
Yeah, you can see through the windows into the baggage area, and then one area you can see in the cafe, and then you can see into a lounge.
If nobody added any fuel, you might want to check your fuel gauges.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking of mentioning that earlier. Thanks for bringing that up. Check your fuel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put some fuel in because my yellow fuel lights are back on.
I checked my fuel and it reminded me that I'm on unlimited fuel. So I went into the settings and I changed that back to I'm using fuel again, but I'm not going to need any.
Good point, since one of us ran out of fuel in the last place.
Yeah, one of us did, didn't we, Bob?
Hey, no names.
No names.
I landed though.
You did. You landed great. You landed like that wasn't your first time.
Let's just add about, yeah, give me 25%.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I am just about out too.
It's getting close.
Yes, it was. Probably wouldn't have made it on this trip either, so yep, got a refuel.
Yeah, I mean, I think by default it starts you with a half a tank, so you can start out with enough to finish, no problem, if you remember to change it at the beginning.
Well, and I even looked at that and I thought, yeah, we're not going anywhere where I need more than a half a tank of fuel, right? This plane goes a long ways.
It's thirsty bird,
Well,
this one is. Either that or it's got small tanks, I don't know.
I think it's a combination of both, but and then I think I calculated last week that I would have made it because I still had like 7 or 8% fuel left. Because I think whatever it was when I added fuel, I added like 20%, and then I still had like 22% or so when I landed.
Right.
So
You
I
were,
was like,
you
shoot,
were
I
over.
probably could have. Yeah, I probably could have landed on fumes.
Well, I just got to remember next week, now that I switched it, I need to remember before we take off, just add a few gallons just to be sure. You
No, one thing, it made it exciting.
I just figured out there are a couple airplanes, like most of them start with half fuel, but there are some who start with full fuel.
Really? Default ones or ones that come from a different company?
No, from different developers.
I can see that.
I think it's at like one of the developers said somewhere they have like different state files that get loaded and like they can predefine what it means, how their aircraft gets initialized depending on like if you
Save
spawn in
some
the
time,
air
just-
or on the ground.
Yeah, they've saved some time to have a couple different Like I said, different states to start in. All right, guys, excellent timing. We're all together. It's about time. We're going to climb up to 7,000 feet. We need to do pretty much a 180 turn to get back on track here. We're going to be pointing behind us. So let's do that. Let's get up in the air, 7,000 feet, turn to the left to get on course, and we are on our way. I was going to say we're on our way to Finnmark, but I'm pretty sure we're already in Finnmark. It's a big place. Let's go. It's still always shocking to see that big puff of smoke underneath somebody's airplane when they're a couple hundred feet in the air and there's still a big smoke under the ground. I remember it used to do that back in the day too. Back in FSX it did the same thing.
I just realized I don't have my name tags on.
Oh. How are you going to know who we are? You could be flying with anybody right now.
Right? I think I had to bind a setting for that. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can at least toggle it on and off. But I'm also pretty sure you could set that to a button.
So yeah, I guess it's one thing. I don't know if I call it exciting that I did this week was do a fresh install and move to Windows 11.
Oh boy, that is an exciting time. How fun was that?
Not, but it fixed my controller issue or issues
Okay.
or whatever.
And added about 10 more. And not
just more
necessarily
so
issues,
just
but
the new-
it is a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff that they changed, you know. Things that, you know, things that I'm used to doing with 2 button presses, now I have to search for it and figure out how to do that same thing, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but most of the changes are more like we're not used to it. They're not necessarily bad.
I'll give you that, sure.
I'm quite happy with my Windows 11, to be honest.
I'm more happy with it now than I was. I'm getting used to it, you know. My first Windows 11 experience was with a laptop that I bought, and I fucking hated it. It was making me pull my hair out. Just dumb little things. It's like,
Well,
I mean, what happened to copy and paste? How come they changed all that, you know? And yeah, now that I know what I'm doing, it's a lot better now. I don't mind it.
to be fair, the Windows machine is just my gaming machine. I literally install Steam, Flight Simulator, and play around with that. Everything else, work-related stuff, is on a Mac.
You're not alone there. A lot of people like their Mac. A lot of professionals like it. I have nothing against Mac. I mean, I'm an Apple guy. I've got an iPhone and all that kind of stuff, and I have a couple tablets, a couple iTablets, and I like how everything works nicely together. You know, that's kind of nice. It's cool.
That's the best feature about it.
And really, the biggest problems I have with Windows, especially with like using, you know, like doing video editing and stuff like that, and transferring. Like if I film something on my phone and put it on my computer, that's very difficult to do. But that's not a Windows thing. That's an Apple thing. That's a proprietary systems thing. You know, they make sure that Apple makes sure that their stuff is very difficult to work with on a PC, and PC makes sure that their shit is very difficult to work on with the Macintosh. You know what I'm saying? They're not playing together very nicely, and they're doing it on purpose. You know, like if I want to take something off my phone, if I want to do it with a hardwire, it is freaking ridiculously difficult. You got to download programs, you got to enable this kind of baloney, it only works with certain kinds of files. It's just ridiculous. But if I just do something simple like let it upload to the cloud, well, then now I can just grab it off the cloud. You know, so there's there's give and take. I don't think I need to go full Macintosh computer just for editing my videos, but a lot of people swear by it.
No, just for that one thing, and if you're happy with the rest, it's perfectly fine. I have nothing against Windows. I used to be more of I was a long time just Mac and no Windows machines anymore. And so I'm just used to use the Mac for work, and I like Final Cut Pro and all that stuff. But that's also mostly what you're used to.
Right. Certainly for gaming, I would go PC. Most people would,
Oh,
you know.
No question.
And my computer is both. It's my gaming PC, it's my work PC, it's my editing PC.
Yeah, I'm in the nice situation that the work PC is paid by the company, so I can have a second one.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, hey, if somebody was buying me a work computer, I'd say, yeah, give me that expensive Apple right there. Give me that Mac.
Yeah, to be fair, we have laptops in our company, and the guys who need Windows laptops, or what they realistically do in our company is install Linux on these machines. Their machines, their Windows laptops are like Lenovo X1s, which costs the same as a MacBook.
Right. Hopefully they got some real good performance out of those.
No, not really. But it doesn't. Honestly, the performance doesn't really matter for what we are using it. I work in IT and like with servers, performance has to be on the servers. It's way more about the nice keyboard, the nice display, the rugged, like decently rugged laptop, and
and they all play nicely together. They all communicate with you. You can transfer files back and forth easily, and so on.
Yeah, and honestly, for us, it's also a little bit about like our employees can choose more or less what they want, what laptop, what type, within reasons. And it's way cheaper for us to pay them a very expensive, nice laptop that they're happy to use and do productive work on it versus them being unhappy with their work computer and just bitching and moaning all the time.
Well, you know, we all know how it is when you're trying to work on something, and instead I just spent 2 hours fucking with my computer. Yeah, I didn't get nothing done, you know? So yeah, you want to make sure they got something nice. Yeah, I've always been a PC guy, but, you know, not because it's like, oh, Macintosh sucks, whatever. It's like, no, they're fine. Like I said, if I was in a situation like you, that's exactly what you would use it for. But I like the fact that I can easily build any kind of computer configuration I need. You know, whatever I can afford, I can put that together, and it's all real easy to do. You know what I mean? There's 6 components.
Absolutely.
Snap them in, click, 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 turn it on, and you're good to go, baby.
Yeah, I think the lack of game support or gaming support for Mac just makes it a default answer.
Well, that's why it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? That's why everyone doesn't need a Mac. And Macintosh must understand that. You know, I'm sure they're well aware of it. They're not doing anything about it. They want to be elite. You know what I mean? They like the fact that they can charge a shitload of money for their very high-end, highly proprietary computers, you know?
Yeah.
Well, howdy, Travis.
Hello. How could you tell I was here?
Oh, that's awesome, bro. Chef's kiss. Hey, you know who you missed last week? Like right when you signed off, you know who was in our chat here with us? Razor. Razor of all people.
how's he doing?
We were just talking about Razor like 2 weeks ago when we were talking about
Yeah.
the Blue Angels. We're like, oh, the guy that knows the Blue Angels like back of his hand is Razor. Man, he's right into that shit. Anyway, he was here.
Yeah.
He was here last week. As a matter of fact, I think he might have even been in the chat when you were still here, but he was here for a while. He never said a word. And finally, when I realized that he was him, yeah, we chatted for a while, and it was kind of nice catching up a little.
I didn't notice when I signed off, but
He was his normal stoic self, you know what I mean? Haven't talked to him in, I don't know, 5-10 years. It's been a long time. You know, he is. He's very short answers, you know, just very in control guy, you know what I'm saying? Never gets too excited. You know, it was
Yeah.
nice seeing him, but it's the same old
Yep.
guy, I'll tell you that. You ask him a question, you're lucky if you get a 2-word answer from him, you know?
yeah, I was kind of wondering how he fared out with one of the hurricanes last year.
Was he right in the middle of that?
I believe so.
Oh boy. Well, it was good seeing him, man. It was nice.
Yeah.
I see his name pop up
Um,
on Steam once in a while, and that's about it.
Yeah. We've had a really good hurricane season so far.
Good hurricanes?
No hurricanes.
That's a good hurricane. Oh, look at you
Yeah,
guys. We
it's
got like a
not-
regular old formation going on up here.
The season's not quite over yet, but we're getting close to the end.
Well, that's good if you can get through the hurricane season and not really get affected by it. Not that it
Yeah.
happens every year, but when it does, it's, you know, no fun.
No, I was just talking about this with somebody the other day, is that the last like 2 or 3 years I've been a little bit more, not paranoid, but like a little bit more conscious about, like it was more like a mental state that I was in. Is like, it doesn't seem like it's if but when. I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I need to change that mental state, because it's not normal for us to be getting these hurricanes every single year like this. So this is probably going to be one of them, thankfully.
I think it's from all the freaking wind turbines out there it's causing that.
And maybe we need to put some more out there to take some of that wind energy out.
We'll put them in the other way, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it's obvious. It's an obvious solution.
I'm here for it.
This is kind of a neat looking formation got going on here. This might be a nice thumbnail for next week. Hey, Longhorn joined us. Well, we got the whole gang here.
Wingnut just jumped out of his plane now.
Geronimo!
Yeah.
A parachute
saw
get
that.
tangled up in your prop.
No, you actually went under me this time. You just like almost fell, almost not straight down, but you went like down. That's weird how that does that. It's like it just randomly picks sometimes to just like throw your pilot out of your aircraft.
Yep. I mean, it's weird that it even puts you in the aircraft. I mean, it doesn't need to. You know what I mean? It looks like you're there. It doesn't need to. Like I said, I think it thinks like your guy that can walk around is in your airplane. And it shouldn't think that. It doesn't need to. And like you said, it's weird when you saw my guy, actually, not just my name tag, but my whole dude. You saw my guy fall right out of my airplane. I mean, that's hilarious, but it doesn't need to be that way.
Well, they're in the seated position when they come out, and it goes so fast. You know, we're traveling at 180 knots. So I just saw this brown blob come out of Wingnut's plane and just like go shoot below my plane.
It's like the ejection seats on these shoot you down instead of up. Yeah, that looks so nice, guys. I love that.
Sounds like a bunch of bees.
Mind your business.
Awesome. Damn, dude, awesome. Killing me over here.
Sorry, I'll behave.
See what I'm
If you're
talking
in an
about?
external view.
Come on, be nice.
See, it's contagious. Boy, we just look like the regular old Blue Angels up here, don't we?
Call it
Yeah,
the
they got-
comedy hive.
They got kind of canceled. San Francisco's having their fleet week, and because of the shutdown, the Blue Angels have bowed out. They're not going to be flying in it now.
Oh, they can't afford to fly Fat Albert all the way there, huh?
Well, the government shutdown, I guess. I don't know, maybe what the exact reason is, but that's the whole reason anybody ever went to it.
Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, that affects so many things.
I'm like watching them Blue Angels fly around the Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, it's really trying to get me to come in on runway 23. I'd much rather come in on runway 5. It's telling me there's a 16 knot wind, so we need to take 23. But at that last airport, it said the same thing, but they were wrong. With this preset weather I'm using, there should be basically no wind. I'm going to risk it. Let's go ahead and call runway 5 when we get to, what's this place called? Holy moly. Echo November Kilo Romeo is Hoybuktmoen. Hoybuktmoen. Inbound. Here we come. Hoybuktmoen has a 6,900 foot of asphalt. It's pretty nice. So that's plenty big enough for what we got going on here. 279 feet of elevation. No ILS, no localizer. But we will be coming in runway 5. Count on that. It's pretty much straight in. To Hoybuktmoen. Might be pronounced like one of those weird, like Hoybuktmoen.
Yeah.
Mattu, how would you pronounce that? You probably know way better than we do.
No, that's Finnish. That's literally a language that has nothing to do with German or anything around in Europe. I would have to ask my co-worker who's actually from Finland.
Oh, there you go.
But
Hoybuktmoen. One of those languages around there, I forget exactly which one, but it's pronounced, everything is pronounced surprisingly exactly how it's written. I saw a guy from there. It was a movie star who's from there. Actually, it's the guy who plays Chewbacca. He's from, I forget, it's Finland, Norway. He's up there somewhere. But his name is Suotomo. And everybody keeps asking him how to say it. And he's like, well, where I'm from, Finland, it's very easy for Americans to actually pronounce it. They always screw it up because they try to make it too complicated. But his name is literally spelled Suotomo, you know. And he says the entire language is like that. Everything is literally very phonetic. It's exactly like it's spelled, and it makes it pretty easy.
Makes sense to me.
Are you finished?
Not yet. I'll let you know when I finish. I also picked up that Aerostar from A2A. Trying it out for the first time today. So far I like it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you like that? Pretty cool.
Yep.
Now, the Aerostar, I'm kind of unfamiliar. Describe that to me.
It's the one famous for drug smuggling, like that was on the movie with Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay, all right, I can picture it. Yeah.
It's very similar looking to the planes that you guys are flying, but it's supposedly the fastest, I think, naturally aspirated twin engine.
It's why they use it for
Piston
smuggling.
twin, something, something.
You should have flown it with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm flying it now.
Oh, are you?
Oh, are you?
Oh, okay, cool. If you get a chance, pop a picture into the to Discord. Love to see that.
Sure.
We're
Yeah, and-
26 miles out, so we're going to be swinging. Actually, we don't need to really. We're pretty much straight in. I might go to the left just a few degrees, but very shortly, in about 5 miles, I am going to drop her down to 2,500. That is such a nice group going. I love that. Reminds me back in the day when we used to fly Hercules all the time, and there was always 2 or 3 people that were in fighter jets that just escorted us, and we would get some just awesome formations. Like I said, you get 2 or 3 Hercubirds with 2 or 3 fighter jets in a formation, and it was just, it was official, man. It was really, really awesome. Lasers descending to 2,500. Negative
I bought,
1,000 vertical. Sorry,
I
Matthew?
bought YF-23 fighter jet lately. I have to say, it's fun to fly. It's from the same guys who do the F-22.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's cool.
I don't do too many fighter jets, but for no reason. I tend to like the bigger airplanes.
I'm also like, I think that's the only fighter jet I ever bought.
Right.
I'm not big into fighter jets, but YF-23 has a special place because it was like the first model I ever bought or built.
Oh,
So-
like a remote control airplane?
No, like a plastic.
Yeah, that
Like
model.
ceiling
Ivalo.
hanging one.
Yeah, very cool though. So yeah, it does hold some memories for you, some fondness.
Yeah, so I had to buy it, and it's cool. For me, the fighter jets are more like zipping around. If I want a real fighter jet flying, it has to be either DCS or, more realistically, because of the time needed, VTOL VR.
I think I'd like to buy that B-17 when they come out with it. As long as I don't have to take out a bank loan for it.
Right.
Ooh.
Who's making that?
Micropros, I think.
Micropros, Heritage Valor's a website, I think. Micropros, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, they've been around a long time. Usually it's like just standard video games, not so much airplanes.
They used to do a lot of famous
Oh.
airplane games in the
I've-
past.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
like-
I was thinking software. I'm
Really do
sorry.
like. I'm thinking way back in the day. I think they might have done like King's Quest or Kingsfield, one of them. King's Quest, and that's going
Yeah,
way,
King's
way
Quest.
back.
No, wasn't that Sierra?
Oh, you know what? It was.
No, but they did F-15 Strike Eagle.
Yes.
They
Oh, that is a
did the
classic.
F-19 game. They did
I can
some
picture
re-
the
a lot of-
logo. $14 miles out. Going to increase my descent down here a little bit to negative 1,500. Yeah, next week I think we might just fly along the coast, this northern tip here. We're real close to Russia and real close to Finland. I'd like to fly along the coast and maybe we could see some glaciers or some nice fjords happening around here. There's supposed to be a lot of that. holding 2,500. Nice dirty windscreen going on. It's easy to see that's the last leg. Bugs all over this thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, mine too. Got pretty dirty.
I hope we don't actually have a 14 knot or a 16 knot tailwind. We'll find out soon enough.
We'll be able to tell.
We're almost above the airfield.
Everything seems good so far. From here it almost looks like a dirt strip, but I'm sure it's asphalt. Good old gutter mowing.
That's why I try not to grow grass in my gutters. I don't want to be gutter mowing.
Nice. Even got a nice set of pappy lights going. Not much else at this airport though, is there? It's pretty bare. A lot of traffic on the road. A lot of traffic for 4 houses.
Gotta get all their food before winter comes.
Cool. There's even snow on the ground here. I don't even see any taxiways, just a bunch of snow. Well, let's just form a line right here on the runway. They do have some kind of a hangar over here. No roads leading to it. Nice, mission accomplished. We got there safe and sound.
Got a little taxiway right here where I'm crossing.
Doesn't look like they got much going on here, but maybe we can find some good food, good cup of coffee. Well, gentlemen, that was a wonderful flight. Really enjoyed myself tonight. Saw some cool stuff and hung out with some good friends. But I am going to go ahead and call it a show right now. It's been about 2.5 hours. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. We're going to be here next Friday at the same time, flying out of here, and we're heading probably to the east and try to check out some of these fjords that are happening along the coast around here. Anyway, thanks for joining, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.